Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that celebrates overnight success. Social media highlights the glory, the wealth, the applause, but it rarely shows the struggle behind it. Let me say this loud and clear: success is not about luck. It's a game of patience, discipline, and relentless hard work. Success is often viewed through the lens of luck or chance, especially in a society where the triumphs of others are often celebrated while their struggles remain hidden. It's easy to look at someone who has achieved great things and think they were just in the right place at the right time. However, the truth is that success is not a result of luck. It is earned, and it's earned through continuous effort, commitment, and persistence. When we talk about success, it's tempting to believe that it's something that randomly happens to certain people. Perhaps they were born with some special advantage, or maybe they just stumbled upon an opportunity that skyrocketed them to the top. This narrative is appealing because it suggests that success is something out of our control, something that only a fortunate few are blessed with. But the reality is much different. Success is not something that happens by accident or through sheer chance. It's a process that requires deliberate action and consistent effort. The first truth that we must recognize is that success is not an instantaneous thing. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with one stroke of luck or one fortunate opportunity. Instead, it is the culmination of many small actions, decisions, and sacrifices that pile up over time. The people who achieve success are the ones who understand that it's not a one-time event, but a continuous process that requires persistence and dedication. Every successful individual has had their own unique journey. But one thing they all share is the understanding that success doesn't come without hard work. Whether it's the athlete who spends hours training every day, the entrepreneur who stays up late fine-tuning a business plan, or the student who spends weeks studying for an exam, they all know that there are no shortcuts to success. It requires consistent effort. In fact, many of the most successful individuals in the world would likely tell you that what others see as luck is often the result of countless hours of preparation. They've honed their skills, perfected their craft, and learned from their failures, and when the right opportunity presents itself, they are ready to take advantage of it. The truth is, that so-called lucky break is often nothing more than a well-timed intersection of preparation and opportunity. But without the preparation, the hard work, there is no opportunity to seize. Let's consider the concept of failure. Failure is often seen as a barrier to success, but in reality, it is an essential part of the process. The people who achieve great things are often the ones who have failed the most. They didn't let failure stop them. Instead, they used it as a stepping stone to learn, grow, and improve. They know that success doesn't come without facing setbacks and challenges. The key is to not let failure define you, but to use it as fuel to work harder and smarter. Another important aspect of earning success through effort is resilience. It's easy to work hard when things are going well, but the true test of success comes when things get tough. The road to success is often paved with obstacles, and it's during these times that resilience is tested. It's easy to throw in the towel when things don't go according to plan, but the people who succeed are the ones who keep going even when the going gets tough. They push through adversity and keep their focus on their long-term goals. In addition to resilience, a key component of earning success is discipline. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals even when distractions arise. It's the ability to put in the work every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Success doesn't happen by accident, and it certainly doesn't happen by doing the bare minimum. It happens when you consistently show up, do the work, and stay focused on the bigger picture. The idea that success is earned through effort also means that it's within our control. If success were purely a matter of luck, then there would be little we could do to influence the outcome. But the fact is, we can control our actions, our mindset, and our efforts. We may not have control over every factor in our environment, but we do have control over how we respond to challenges, how we manage our time, and how we commit ourselves to our goals. This is incredibly empowering because it means that success is not something that just happens to a select few. It's something that can be achieved by anyone who is willing to put in the work. Many people look at the success of others and feel as though they are just lucky or that they were born with some kind of advantage. But in truth, many of the most successful people in the world didn't start with anything special. They had to work for everything they achieved. They had to fight for their dreams and push through countless obstacles. Success was not handed to them on a silver platter. It was earned through determination, hard work, and the willingness to keep going even when it seemed impossible. When you view success as something that can only be achieved through luck, it creates a sense of helplessness. You begin to feel like there is nothing you can do to change your situation or improve your chances of success. But when you realize that success is a result of consistent effort, you take back control. You begin to understand that you are not a passive bystander in your own life. You are the one who gets to decide how much effort you put into your goals and how hard you're willing to work for them. Ultimately, success is about the willingness to work for what you want, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about consistently putting in the effort day in and day out, regardless of the challenges that come your way. It's about understanding that success is not about being lucky, but about making your own luck through perseverance, resilience, and hard work. So, the next time you see someone achieving their dreams, remember that what you're seeing is not luck. It's the result of years of hard work and determination. It's a reminder that success is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice and effort. Behind every lucky moment lies an untold story of struggle, sacrifice, and perseverance. We live in a world that often romanticizes success, focusing only on the final shining moments when someone reaches their goal. We see the accolades, the applause, the rewards, and we assume that they arrive there effortlessly as if by magic. But the reality is far more complex. What is often labeled as luck is actually the culmination of countless unseen hours of hard work, failure, and resilience. It's easy to believe that someone's success came to them by chance when we only see the highlight reel of their life. The person who suddenly becomes a star athlete, the entrepreneur who suddenly launches a successful business, the artist who's finally discovered. These moments appear to happen out of nowhere. But if we dig deeper, we discover the untold grind behind these successes. What we fail to see are the sleepless nights spent practicing, the sacrifices made in order to follow a passion, and the many failures that were overcome. Those moments of triumph may seem like a lucky break, but they are built upon the foundation of hard work that was put in long before anyone noticed. The unseen grind is not glamorous. It's not the kind of story that gets shared on social media or celebrated in the press. It's not about the quick wins or the immediate rewards. It's about the quiet, repetitive actions that no one sees, the daily sacrifices that go unnoticed. For every person who seems to have achieved success effortlessly, there are countless hours of practice, learning, and growing that were invisible to the outside world. Those moments of struggle are not shared because they don't have the same immediate appeal as success does. But those struggles are just as important, if not more so. The grind involves facing setbacks, dealing with frustration, and finding ways to keep going despite the odds. It's about the times when things go wrong and you have to pick yourself up and try again. It's about the fear and the self-doubt that creeps in during moments of failure. The grind is the patience to stick with your goals even when it seems like there's no immediate reward. It's easy to get discouraged during these times, to wonder if it's even worth continuing. But those are the moments when growth happens. Those who understand that the unseen grind matters are the ones who push through the hard times, because they know that true success doesn't come without these challenges. What we often don't realize is that the grind itself shapes the person who will eventually experience success. It teaches lessons that cannot be learned in any other way. The effort, the failures, and the learning that comes from them form the foundation for future achievements. It's the long hours of practice that make someone an expert in their field. It's the relentless pursuit of improvement that leads to breakthroughs. Without the grind, the success wouldn't feel as rewarding because it wouldn't have the same depth. What appears to be a lucky moment is the result of many small, often painful steps that came before it. So, next time you witness someone's lucky success, remember that behind that moment is a story of unseen struggle. The grind, though it may not be glamorous, is what truly defines success. It's where growth happens, where resilience is built, and where the foundations of success are laid. While the world may celebrate the end result, it's the process, the struggle, the persistence, and the effort that matters most. Patience is often underestimated in a world that values instant results and quick fixes. We live in a time when everything is expected to happen quickly, from fast food to fast internet and even fast success. But the truth is, true growth, whether personal or professional, takes time. It requires the quiet power of patience, much like the slow, deliberate process of a seed turning into a tree. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't immediately see it sprout into a towering tree. At first, there's only dirt, a small seed beneath the surface. The seed begins to slowly absorb water, and with each passing day, it takes in nutrients from the soil. Over time, tiny roots stretch out and a fragile stem breaks through the surface. This process isn't instantaneous, it's gradual, requiring the seed to wait for the right conditions and time to develop into something strong and lasting. Similarly, in life, we must understand that growth does not happen in an instant. Whether it's learning a new skill, building a career, or improving ourselves, it's important to recognize that results come slowly, piece by piece. It's easy to get discouraged in the early stages when progress is hardly visible. Just like a tree's roots grow deep underground before they rise above the surface, much of our personal development happens out of sight. Patience allows us to trust the process, to understand that each step, no matter how small, is a part of the larger picture. When you give something time to develop, it becomes stronger and more resilient. The tree that takes years to grow has roots that go deep, providing it with stability. It weathers storms and harsh weather because of the time it has spent growing slowly but steadily. In the same way, when we give ourselves time to grow, we build a foundation that will help us withstand the challenges life throws our way. Rushing through growth often leads to fragile results, while patience allows for deep, lasting development. Just as a tree doesn't force its growth, neither should we. Patience is not about waiting idly for something to happen. It's about trusting that progress is being made even when it's not immediately visible. True growth is a process, and patience is the tool that helps us endure and flourish through it. Talent is often celebrated as the key to success, a natural gift that propels certain individuals ahead of the curve. However, while talent can open doors and create opportunities, it is hard work that truly defines long-term achievement. The truth is, hard work consistently outshines raw talent, especially when talent is not nurtured or developed through daily effort. Talent alone can only take you so far, but without discipline, consistency, and a relentless work ethic, it will fail to reach its full potential. When talent is paired with hard work, it creates a powerful combination that is difficult to beat. However, talent by itself, without effort, can become stagnant. It may lead to initial success, but without continual improvement and practice, it fades over time. Hard work, on the other hand, is a muscle that strengthens with use. Every day, every hour spent pushing yourself, refining your skills, and striving to be better compounds. It adds up in ways that might not be immediately noticeable, but becomes undeniable over time. Daily effort is where growth happens. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions, whether it's putting in an extra hour of practice, studying a little longer, or learning from your mistakes, that lead to significant progress. Each day you show up and put in the work. You build a foundation that compounds over time, turning effort into results. You begin to outpace those who rely solely on their innate abilities, because while they rest on their talent, you continue to evolve. The beauty of hard work is that it's within your control. You may not be born with the most natural ability, but with consistent effort, you can surpass others who might have been born with more. Talent may give someone an edge at the start, but without sustained effort, it's easily overtaken. Those who understand the value of hard work are willing to do what others won't. They embrace the grind, knowing that their daily commitment will yield greater rewards in the end. In essence, hard work doesn't just compensate for talent, it amplifies it. Talent may give you the initial spark, but it's the discipline, the relentless daily effort that turns that spark into a roaring fire. The people who are willing to put in the work day after day are the ones who achieve extraordinary results. Hard work compounds, building momentum that propels you forward, even when the journey feels long and difficult. In a world that often emphasizes quick wins and grand gestures, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that success is achieved through intense bursts of effort. Intensity can feel rewarding in the short term. It's the excitement of going all in for a goal or pushing yourself to the limit in a single effort. But intensity alone cannot sustain long-term success. What truly matters is consistency. It's not about doing everything at once, but about showing up every single day, even on the hard days, and putting in steady, persistent effort. Consistency is the act of repeatedly making progress, even if that progress feels small or unnoticeable in the moment. It's the commitment to keep moving forward even when the path is difficult or when motivation wanes. Success doesn't come from doing something all out for one day or for a week. It comes from showing up day in and day out. Regardless of how you feel or what challenges you face, the power of consistency is in its ability to compound over time. A single day of effort might not move mountains, but consistent effort over weeks, months, and years builds a solid foundation that leads to real, lasting results. When you show up consistently, you create momentum. Small actions, when repeated, accumulate into significant progress. It's the daily habits, the routine practices, and the ongoing commitment that transform ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. It's easy to get excited about a new project or goal and put in a lot of intense work at the beginning, but without consistency, that initial burst of enthusiasm fades away. In contrast, when you make the decision to show up regardless of circumstances, you set yourself on a path of gradual and sustainable growth. The reality is that not every day will be easy. There will be moments when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. It's during those tough days that consistency becomes your most valuable ally. The temptation may be to skip a day, to take a break when things get hard, or to delay progress until you feel more motivated. But the power of consistency lies in the decision to push through even when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself, even when it's inconvenient. Showing up when it's hard is what separates those who reach their goals from those who don't. Consistency also builds resilience. Every time you keep going, even when it's difficult, you become stronger. You learn to persevere through discomfort, to embrace the struggle as part of the process. It teaches you that success is not just about big, dramatic moments, but about the quiet, persistent effort that happens when no one is watching. These moments are often unseen by others, but they are the moments that matter most. They are the moments that build the character and the skills needed to reach higher levels of achievement. It's easy to get discouraged when the results aren't immediate. In a society that loves instant gratification, we often expect quick returns on our hard work. But when we focus on consistency, we learn to be patient with the process. We understand that growth takes time, and that the small efforts we put in every day add up to something much bigger over time. Consistency, even on the tough days, is the key to unlocking that progress. In the end, it's not the intensity of your efforts on a few days that will lead to success. It's the habit of showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed no matter the challenges you face. Consistency is the silent force that drives long-term growth. It's the difference between starting strong and finishing strong. By showing up every day, even when it's hard, You are not only building towards your goals, but you are also developing a mindset that values persistence over perfection, progress over speed, and the journey over the destination. In any pursuit, whether it's building a career, learning a new skill, or chasing a personal dream, one of the most important factors in achieving success is the ability to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the journey feels long or difficult. Success isn't about having an instant breakthrough or reaching the finish line quickly. It's about enduring through the inevitable challenges, staying committed to your goals, and maintaining the discipline to keep going. Those who succeed are often not the ones with the most talent or the most resources, but the ones who simply refuse to give up. When you start on a new path, excitement and motivation are usually high. You're eager to dive in, give it your all, and see quick results. However, as time passes and obstacles begin to appear, that initial excitement often fades, and the journey can start to feel tedious. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't progress as quickly as you'd hoped, or when you face setbacks that make you question whether the effort is worth it. But in these moments, the key is to stay focused on your long-term vision. Success doesn't come from the short bursts of enthusiasm or from quick fixes. It comes from the decision to keep going, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Staying focused is about maintaining a clear sense of direction, no matter the distractions. It's about remembering why you started in the first place and keeping that purpose at the forefront of your mind. When you can clearly visualize where you want to go, it becomes easier to navigate through the distractions and obstacles that might otherwise derail you. There will always be setbacks, failures, or days when you feel like giving up, but if you can stay focused on your end goal, you'll keep moving forward. The truth is, success is often about staying in the game long enough to win. Many people start strong but quit before they reach the point where their efforts finally pay off. It's not necessarily about being the best or the fastest. It's about being the one who stays the course and keeps pushing through the tough times. Every successful person has faced challenges, and what sets them apart is their ability to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Success requires persistence, resilience, and the ability to stay focused even when the finish line seems far away. Keep pushing, and over time, your efforts will compound into success. So, as you continue on your journey, remember this: success isn't about immediate rewards or reaching the destination in record time. It's about showing up, staying focused, and pushing through the hard times. It's about putting in the work, even when it feels like the results aren't coming fast enough, and trusting that your efforts will compound over time. The people who succeed are not necessarily the ones who have it easy, but those who stay in the game long enough to win. So, no matter the challenges or setbacks, keep your eyes on the prize, stay committed, and remember, success is earned through persistence, focus, and never giving up. Keep pushing, and success will find you.